It's really a three-step process. In the first step, we work with a high-quality content provider, let's say International Music Feed, IMF, which is a provider of music videos. International Music Feed will join NBC, and they'll make their content available through our marketplace. And when they do, they're going to find great publishers, distributors, like, let's say, Vibe.com, which is a brand within Vibe Media, which also includes brands like Vibe Magazine, and they'll make their content available to Vibe through the NBC. And on top of that connection, we will place an advertisement. Let's say it's JP Morgan Chase, who's one of our charter partners, charter advertisers. They will run a pre-roll in front of the video 1 out of every 2, 1 out of every 3 times when that IMF video runs on Vibe.com. So it's a three-step process. It's the content owner, it's the distributor, and it's the advertiser. And we're trying to make it as contextual as possible and to make it a really positive consumer experience for that user of Vibe.com. NBC is really a connector. We are a connector between content owners and distribution providers. So right now, as we look across the web, we all recognize that we can create great content, but to get a really large audience to see it on our own sites is relatively difficult, it's relatively expensive, it takes a long time to build up a consumer brand. Even when you build up a consumer brand, let's say I can build up a site with 30 million uniques, well then I'm one of the largest websites in the world, yet the US population online is approximately 200 million uniques. So I'm still missing out on the vast majority of the audience. So what we're doing here is something a little bit different. We're connecting that high-quality content owner with high-quality distributors. And a high-quality distributor can be anything from a large site or portal like Yahoo or AOL down to blogs and other providers of distribution who's looking for great content. In many ways it is. It's a good question as to whether this might be scary and what the impediments are for a larger content owner, a larger broadcaster to actually embrace some of the new business practices of the web. And the good news for us here at NBC Universal is that my boss, Jay Ireland, who's the president of the TV Stations Group, as well as Jay's boss, Randy Falk, is the president of NBC, have really jumped into this model, this new internet model, this new digital model, which is NBC. There are a couple main practices to it. One is video should be available as a free ad-supported model as well as a pay model. So we think it's smart to work with an iTunes and to pay for downloads, etc. But it's also great to get your video out there and to make it free. And the second piece that Randy and Jay knew, and my partner Mike Stive and I both recognized as well, is not only should it be free, but you need to reach the consumer wherever they are. So what NBC is doing with NBBC and making available to our other content partners is saying, okay, we're going to make the video free. And second, we're going to put it out on as many websites as possible who can carry this content and put it within quality context. And that's really what NBBC is all about. It's connecting great quality content with high quality context inventory on the publisher side. This is actually a video player that we built and skinned for a friend of ours, Fred Wilson, who is a VC at Union Square Ventures and has a site called AVC, his own blog. And Fred told us he liked clips from Saturday Night Live as well as The Office, so we loaded it up with some stuff like that. So for instance, if you look at the player, this is a flash bill player. We streamed the video at 500K, and we believe it has a lot of the really interesting technology that you might see in different environments. So for instance, here's the chopping broccoli skit from Saturday Night Live. So you can see it's a relatively fast loading time.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to LA.
The player, for instance, also has great search capability. So let's say I'm looking for The Office. Clips from The Office, I can search for The Office, and here's a whole bunch of clips from The Office. And here's an interview, for instance, with Steve Carell. Now in this case, when I play the video here, I still actually have my chopping broccoli skit going on until this begins. And you still have all your list of The Office clips. When you find the one that you actually want and you're sure it's what you want to watch, then you go up here and you click close, and then it breaks back into full form. So we think it's actually a pretty interesting player. You can also put this into full screen, which is pretty interesting as well, which gives you a slightly better experience as you want to watch longer form content such as 30-minute shows, etc. And we think that this is pretty cool. So if you want to go back to playlists, for instance, to see what you have, you can look through. And again, the load time is pretty fast. Here's another clip from The Office behind the scenes with our favorite character here at NBC, Dwight Schrute.
Let's get the party started. Let's get the party started. Not the way I taught you.
So as you can see, NBC is bringing in a lot of their great video content, and we're providing great video from third parties as well. Let's see what else we have in here. We could search.
And coming off a year that included a Golden Globe win for Steve Carell, an Emmy nomination for the
there's something about superheroes.
Finale cliffhanger.
It's actually pretty good. Actually, the day one, the model is to make the player look exactly like the environment in which it plays, which is the distribution partner. So if our partner is CNET, or if it's About.com, or if it's ABC, which is Fred's blog, we will make the player have that look and feel of the environment in which it plays, the website. Down the road, we are looking at different models that will include social networking type functionality, so you can do what we call snag and tag, which is snag the video from the site and place it somewhere else. We are also looking at potential consumer models in which we might allow somebody to place the video in a video player on their own desktop, and they can make it look however they like through our skinning mechanism, which is all totally automated. This is the dream for a lot of content providers, a lot of content owners. Your stuff can go through an NBC broadcast network, which we're calling NBBC. You can work with a whole host of different distributors, anybody from one of the NBC sites like NBC.com or iVillage to other quality providers, both large and small. And that's what we're really excited about. It's about matching great quality content with great quality inventory and just watching the magic happen.